Okay, we will open this meeting at 10 o'clock. We're here to try and get an update with MCE and coordinate on some information. And Kip had called me in response to this letter that the county had sent, and I suggested it would be way better if we could get everybody in one room around one table. So in fact, if you guys want to join us at the table and just try to clarify, the new commission's trying to figure out where we are in this relationship.
Sure.
We had several questions from solid waste that have been sitting and that we wanted to hear answers to. I thought it'd be best if we got everybody in the same room.
Sure.
For that. So, couple of folks, Commissioner Zimmerman can't be here today. He had some surgery yesterday. He had a few questions. I'm trying to remember all of those, but you saw the letter, and I'm just going to ask Richard if you could kind of start us out on what are some of the questions that we have been discussing that prompted us to do this letter, and so that we can kind of get those out on the table and see what we can do for answers.
So this was before my time, but when McGilvery took over for Waters, when Waters had it, there was credits as far as how much they were able to dump each month. And then also they were able to see who Waters customers were and who Shoshone County's customers were. There has not been an update to that, as far as I know, for 5 years, possibly more. So we don't know, as far as the garbage that's coming in on MCE's trucks, we have no way of knowing what is MCE customer and what is Shoshone customer. So essentially, we don't know that how much the MCE customers, how much tonnage wise is actually coming in anymore. So we have no way of billing, charging, however we want to go about, or if it's going to be credits again, or, how to actually go about getting that information.
Okay. And wasn't there some kind of, Carrie needs to know exactly who's our customers too, so that the billings are correct for the tax bills?
Yes.
Which goes through the assessor's office also.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there some list that they used to provide?
No.
You used to.
Shoshone County customers are off your tax base,
Mm-hmm.
your solid waste tax base,
Right.
which should be about 3,588.
Yeah. And is there some kind of list that what do you?
Our issues in our office is when someone calls and says, well, why am I paying solid waste? They automatically usually think it's sewer.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's for your garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know if they're a Shoshone County customer or a Waters or MCE customer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
they don't have no knowledge of it. And then sometimes we find that they're not paying either place,
Mm-hmm.
Shoshone or MCE.
So for us, for customers, we send every sheet to the transfer station.
Okay.
Every documented customer through MCE garbage goes to the transfer station.
A new one.
That,
Correct.
okay, so,
And that's a simple remedy that Shelby could answer because she gets everyone from Denise.
unfortunately Shelby's not here, so I don't have the answer to that, but I was under the impression that she does not know, all your customers separate from our customers.
Denise sends everyone.
Okay.
There was always a big fight between the county, and going back to the previous commissioner sitting behind us knows that the first meeting we had, I came in here with a very open policy to work with the county. So
Okay, so one of the questions I do have is the credits. When Waters had it, they would be able to dump X amount of tonnage per month.
340.
Okay, and then that went out when you guys took over.
Nope.
Okay, so we're well over 340
Correct, because the first meeting we had, that was raised by 80 tons because I had brought in more customers to Shoshone County.
Okay. So then do we need to, so then I think we need to start tallying up all the tonnage that is coming in, make sure that we're not going over that 380. And then if we are, we need to
But
start.
it went up by 80 tons. It was 420.
So 420 now. 420.
Our first meeting went to 420 tons.
Okay, so anything over 420 tons a month, is that what it is?
Correct.
Okay, because, so this is another thing, we don't have any paperwork or anything.
It
on
was
any
it
of
was in
this.
an open meeting.
Okay.
You
So,
remember about when?
It was right after I took over. The first one was, our first meeting was probably in August. Because
What year would that be?
18?
18.
Yeah, 2023 now. So
We have nothing to go by, so
Yeah.
that's why we're
Yep.
trying to get together
Yeah.
and get
Yep.
this all
that would all
worked
be in
out.
the minutes of the meeting.
going back to the 420, so we need to start keeping tally of that. And at the 420 per month, then do we start sending your trucks away? Do we start charging?
Well,
What,
there's more to look at on top of that. Yesterday I hauled 23 tons for Shoshone County. You guys have 10 holidays a year that I haul
Uh-huh.
the garbage on. So there's some more things that we need to
Okay.
discuss
Yeah,
before we
absolutely.
jump into.
No,
how we're gonna bill.
and I'm just trying to figure out, where we're going from
You
here.
bet.
So,
So you
So-
haul on holidays that we're not.
Correct. So if there's 10, and yesterday we hauled 23 tons.
Okay.
So there's 230 tons laying out there extra in 10 holidays that we could haul.
Okay.
Maybe we don't haul on Christmas Day, so there'd be one day that you guys took in one.
yeah.
Uh,
But
But
of that 23 tons, those aren't all our customers, though.
Okay, so we take out, you guys keep going back to all my customers. I only have 180 customers total.
Okay.
So out of those 180, 100 of them are walk-in customers that don't have a garbage can.
Yeah.
Smelterville, Pinehurst people that deliver their garbage to us.
Okay.
The other ones were the ones that you guys didn't want. The Lucky Friday mine, Galena mine, those sort of things. Those commercial customers
Yeah.
that you guys didn't want to have to deal with all the timbers that I deal with. All the contaminated waste that you guys didn't want to contaminate. We, as in my son,
Yeah.
who will eventually take this over, handles all that so it's not a burden on the county. There's a lot of things in open discussion that need to be discussed before we get into, this and that of
A lot of things,
pricing.
that we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know where they were in the minutes, so this is what we need to know.
So
Exactly what's
after
the
that,
process.
looking at more of what credits MCE garbage gets, for the last 5 years, I've hauled cardboard to Spokane on my dime because there's no money in cardboard. But it was very important for Shoshone County and myself to keep a recycling program going. At times, I paid $40 a ton to get rid of cardboard for Shoshone County because the recycling program is important.
Okay, but that is under, we do have a contract with that, right? That falls under our recycling contract.
I don't have a signed contract with you guys.
Yeah, that's another one we gotta look into then.
And
So what
we don't,
about the?
But I have honored it.
So what
I-
about the recycling bins? Do we have a contract for that?
That's all part of the recycling that the county has already received one check on that I don't have a contract for. Because again, Shoshone County is where I'm at and it's important to me. And I think I can garner better prices than.
And I'm
in the
I'm
past.
bringing up contracts because the county itself had a problem with contracts. Lack of,
Mhm.
so I think we just need to,
I think I'm the
Get-
only guy honoring one that I don't have one.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying that the county needs to get these contracts back up and signed and so that we're working under something.
I agree. I
Um,
agree.
So you
I-
don't have any current active signed contracts.
Agreements
But I
or
did,
whatever.
you guys probably saw the check that I brought you.
Yeah.
That was on the honor system.
Yeah.
It's a.
Yeah, we're not saying
60
you're not. We just
it's
need
a
to get everything
60-40 split.
Yeah.
legal
And-
across
yeah,
the
And
board.
I wanted that too. I've reiterated that too. We need to
Okay.
get it. Our
Yeah.
Recycling
Yeah.
contract in place. I'm not going to honor it because we have the idea in place of where we were at, which is great for the county. It's great for me. We can get that and facilitate it and keep moving forward. But the garbage is the biggest side to me. The recycling thing is simple. There's just a lot of things in there, moving pieces that aren't getting acknowledged. And it goes back to cardboard turning into something that I've paid for to get rid of. I pay for it every time you bring it. We take it to Spokane. Sometimes they charge us. Sometimes it's a zero.
Yeah.
You get no dollars for it.
So that's what we want to get things shown so that it's
Yeah.
like, hey, this is why they're
Yeah.
getting this. This
So,
is why we're
and
getting
that-
this. And
On the second meeting I
Have
had with the
agreements.
commissioners, we all agreed that the recycling was very important to Shoshone County. At that point, I agreed, yes, I will continue hauling cardboard. What the commission agreed was, you know what? We're not putting a number on that garbage. We're not going to say at 420, we're going to charge you $100 a ton. Because we both know what disposal is.
Mhm.
We both know that number. We both know what it costs us to get it to Missoula.
Yep.
And as you are 7 days a week, we're 3 and 4 days a week. Because we are hauling a lot of garbage. But I want this to be a working relationship for the county I reside in, my businesses are in, and I want to see it prosper. So, as you would see if you looked at the list, you would see that every property owned by McGilvery Environmental or Kip McGilvery and Danny McGilvery all pay a Shoshone County solid waste fee. I've never transferred those dollars over to ourselves again because it might be a minuscule amount, but even if it's $500 a year in tax dollars, Shoshone County is getting that. So it's not that I don't want a working relationship. I want a very close working relationship. And I think we've had that, you and Isaac more so than you and I, because you guys work together every day on things.
so would it be best if you guys work together and decide the agreements of what you need to have written up
Yeah,
for our
and
legal
my
and what's best for
the
everybody?
recycling contract that I had, Denise is looking for because from the last one that I had and we emailed, we've had to change emails to our providers. And I'm terrible at saving emails. I erase emails that I probably shouldn't and everything else. But Denise is my techie one on that, that's digging through that. So we could look at that form, how we had it, and the layout for that, for sure. So
Richard, what are some of your concerns about tonnage? At some point, are you concerned that we're not collecting solid waste fees from the right people? In the
Well,
county?
I think is what we need to do is go over all of MCE's customers, and we have a number. As far as commercial, they'll have however many gallon dumpster, so we know roughly how much tonnage each that one is, and then with the MCE residential. I believe don't have the number, but it's,
of residential customers?
no, tonnage wise for residential,
Oh, yeah.
it's small, but, I think is what we need to do is go through all of MC's customers, get a tally, and then compare it to all of MC's customers sorry, not MC's, Shoshone customers that get picked up by MCE. We're going to need to compare that as well, because then we can take, okay, so MCE's customers is bringing in X amount. They're also picking up X amount from Shoshone customers. So we need to figure out. So we would take off, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how we do this. So we would take off the Shoshone customers that are being picked up by McGilvery's, and then what they're bringing in on top of that, this is where I start getting confused, and I apologize for that, but we need to be able to separate it essentially and figure out if the 420 is where we need to be as far as tonnage, or it needs to go up, it needs to go down, we need to start credits, all that.
So here's how it breaks out. In the last 5 years, you guys have received 1,323 new customers from MCE Garbage.
Now, when you say from MC, so that had left you and went back to?
No.
No.
This is Shoshone County people that have signed up for solid waste.
Okay.
When they fill out a form at MCE Garbage, they sign a sheet and they check Shoshone County or MCE Garbage customer. Those 1,323 have checked
Mhm.
Shoshone County, which tallies $111,132 a year in tax revenue to Shoshone County.
Okay. So, and
When they
those are
walk
the-
into my office, it's different. It's not, hey, check this box that says MCE Garbage. It's check this box that says Shoshone County.
Mhm.
With that, the total customers for Shoshone County are 3,588, which is $301,392 a year in tax revenue to Shoshone County through solid waste.
So that 3588, is that
Shoshone County.
the entire Shoshone County
That's how many Shoshone County customers
Okay.
I service.
that you service? Okay, that was going to be my question. So you pick up 3,588 of Shoshone County customers. Okay. Okay.
Correct.
And then, so the question we got to ask is how many non-Shoshone?
None. I don't pick up non-Shoshone garbage cans.
But I think you're saying non-Shoshone County.
Customers, yes.
Out of those, our tonnage is split to our transfer station with those 100 customers that we have.
So you have 100 and X amount,
We have about 180 customers.
180 that do not pay the solid waste.
Correct.
Okay. And so that's the number that we have to, keep up on, essentially.
Correct. Well, and we do because we send those sheets to you when people come in.
Okay.
When those people come in to sign up for garbage, they are sent directly to the transfer station. It's Shelby and Denise talk 13, 14 times a day.
Yeah.
So how you basis your tonnage for garbage, it's on average the normal person generates 4 pounds of garbage a day. The average household is 3.14. You take that number, which is 13.82, and you multiply that by 7, that averages out to 96,712 pounds of garbage a week. You multiply that by 52, that's 5,029,024 pounds of garbage a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that and you break out your tonnage by the customers, which would be 3,588 by 2.5, and you get your tonnage a month of what is available in the normal market
Mm-hmm.
to a contractor, which would be about 780 tons a month.
Okay.
So when you factor that equation in, my tonnage is well lower than that. As you can see, we take a lot ourselves. We're running 3 times a week at least to Missoula ourselves. A lot of times 2
Okay.
and 3 trips a
And
day.
how many tons you haul per trip?
Well, I can't tell you that. Sometimes we leave at 3:00 in the morning.
All right. Well, I mean, you got to go across the scale over. Okay, I gotcha.
There you go. I need you to do the math.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so I'm going to get with Shelby then, because from my understanding was we did not have your client list essentially. So I'm
Well,
going to get with Shelby,
well, I
and
don't-
I'm going to pull.
I don't give
all
you
of
my
that.
I don't give you my client list because that's personal information. If they chose to go with us, I give you a number of how many there are.
Okay. Well,
Does
I
it
think
work
we
for
need
you,
a client
Carrie?
list.
Well, I
Because-
can't.
Well, that
I need
was
to be
kind
able-
of the thought when someone doesn't know, like if you call and ask me, what am I paying solid waste for? And I explain that that's for the county to get the garbage to Missoula. That's all that fee
Mhm.
is for. Well, I pay MCE. then I usually say, well, you pay MCE to come and get your
Come and
garbage
get
to
your
get it from your
garbage.
house
Correct.
to the transfer station.
That's the
But
big
if
discrepancy.
you clean out your garage, where do you haul it? Do you haul it to MCE or to the county? If you haul it to the county, you have to have a sticker and you
Yep.
pay the county.
Yep.
If you haul it to MCE, then they're going to charge you.
Mhm.
And you sometimes they don't know.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've dealt with it for 5 years. We've
Yeah.
tried to be very.
And if they don't have a
Like
sticker,
to get
obviously
that.
they're not gonna dump at the transfer station, right?
So when Waters had it, I know that they turned over a client list. I know it
No,
was
they never
rather,
did.
yeah, they did.
There was
it
a huge fight with.
It was rather
county.
convoluted. I know that, but
Yeah.
they did turn it over because that was how they were able to keep the credits at that point. But I think we do need a client list so that we can run our own numbers.
But you can run your own numbers because I don't have your client list. through
No,
the
our client
county.
list is absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
have that besides
Yeah.
knowing through my system
All you
who
got to do
signs
is
up
ask.
who signs up for garbage.
Yeah,
So,
all you got to do is ask. I mean, that's all public knowledge. But I do think we do need
well, I
that
got to ask
client
you
list
this
so
then.
that we can run
What-
our own numbers.
You got to tell me this then. What does Kellogg pay you?
So every resident in Kellogg has to pay the $84
Correct.
plus their pickup fees,
Mhm.
and then every business pays their quarterlies.
Correct. But you don't charge them tonnage.
Kellogg,
Correct.
because the businesses are already paying their quarterlies.
Okay. But what number do you use to get their tonnage then?
What number do we use? Where they're paying the $84 a year fees.
Same with the 3588.
Okay,
that I
but
just
we
quoted.
know exactly how many people are in Kellogg.
And you know
we,
how many I have because you guys
But
don't
we
have that.
don't.
Yeah, you do. You have the list. All you got to do is
But
pull
we
up.
need that client list.
All you got to do is pull up your county records of your customers who pay solid waste. I can't do that. I'm sure it's a program that Carrie has that has the solid waste people on it. And I bet you her number would come up to 3588.
Okay, but we're worried about your number.
Correct. I'm worried about your number. Because if your 3588 goes off that
all right.
tonnage,
Well, we're
and-
not getting anywhere here. So okay.
you just tell me what my tonnage is that can come into your transfer station.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to figure out.
How do we do that fairly?
That's what I'm saying. We had a number of 420. I've added 1,300 customers to that and haven't come back to you guys and said, hey, I need more tonnage because we've stayed under it. How do we do that, Richard? I dump at my transfer station if we get close,
Okay.
right? I mean, we're not hitting that because we're mitigating our tonnage. But at the same time, if I continue to add customers and customers and customers and it's Shoshone County customers, would you not say that it's not fair for me to come back and say, well, based off this, we
Well,
now
and
have
that's why we're
1,600.
here. That's why we're here. We're to figure out these numbers.
Yeah. So if we garner more every time I get a customer, do I say, well, I get 2 more tons, 2 more tons, 2 more tons? Or I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Because
That's a
right
good
now,
question.
I think we're at a good crossing point that I don't think we're going over on tonnage. I don't think we're overloading you with tonnage. We're taking our holiday tonnage. Yesterday, like I said, 23 tons. So there's another 230 tons to break out over 12 months. It's a pretty simple rationale.
Okay.
Do you have the ability right now to track how many tons they're doing? Are you already tracking that?
As far as the trucks that are coming in, yes. Yeah, everything goes over the scale. So yeah.
And do
We
know
track it
what-
every day.
How that's coming in compared to the 420?
Honestly, I do not. That's something that we have to look into. Because that number is a new number to me.
You've been tracking it, obviously.
Oh yeah, we track it every week.
You get a slip when you go across.
Yeah. Denise enters it daily and she runs the tally weekly.
And so right now you're maintaining that you're staying under 420.
Yeah, we're staying at least right at, yeah.
Okay, but we don't have a way of tracking, or we are.
Oh, we absolutely do.
But
Just we
aren't.
haven't been, because that's a new number to me.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
because like I said, we have no paperwork, we have no contract, you know, and being, I just took over a few years ago now, but it was long after, they took over and they had their verbal contract, and none of this got passed.
So we can see
So-
what we can find in the minutes from those years, and what I think would behoove, like the three of you obviously know how it works, we can work out the
Oh, without a
agreement
doubt,
for,
yeah.
and then we'll have legal drop a
Sure.
memorandum of understanding or something that we have on file. And
I think that's definitely the goal. My concern is, I think we've hit a dead end here with what information you're comfortable providing and what information you're comfortable that we need. How do we get through that?
I just have to make sure it's legal that I can give out people's names that are a customer of mine.
Because that would allow us. Now I'm getting confused.
so if they're McGilvery's customer, unless
They wouldn't
If they're
pay solid
McGilvery
waste.
You're not
customer,
gonna
yeah,
have the
they pay
solid waste,
McGilvery
yeah.
their
Correct.
solid waste
Yeah.
fee. And they take it to their transfer
But
station.
nobody should be paying both.
No.
No, they shouldn't
No.
be.
Okay.
And
So
that,
what
that
if
has
someone's-
came up,
Yeah.
but well, I'm paying both. Well, I don't really have to.
And
wait till
we
I
had that,
double
and there
check.
we didn't have certain people in the system of paying
Right.
solid waste to
Yeah,
us.
and we.
so some people tell us they're paying McGilvery and
Yeah,
they're not
correct.
because
And
they
they're
don't
not
want to.
paying
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Back and forth. We've had that numerous times, and it's
Yeah.
always been worked out.
Yeah.
A simple phone call, but no, they're not. They're not on our solid waste, or no, they're not paying our solid waste.
Right.
So
So I
Okay.
guess it'd be up to them to watch their bill. If you have McGilvery, then you bring your copy of your bill in to show us that you're a customer. That's their choice. If not, you will pay the solid waste
Yeah.
fee that's on your tax.
it's something
right?
like us finding out a customer has a garbage can and it's never paid for garbage in 20 years.
Yeah.
But they've had a garbage can and it's been dumped every week, and come to find out they just had a garbage can in front of their house.
Yeah.
Which was a big turnover for us over the first couple of years of finding what had been done and if it was done correctly. So,
And ultimately, they would go to Shelby and prove that out with her, and then she would give me a cancellation that would take it off of the
Yeah.
tax rolls.
So
So I'm concerned about how we get to the point where we can draw up a legal signed contract. What do you think we need to do that from your side? And then I want to ask Kip the same thing.
Well, I think we need, I need to get with Shelby. We need to go through what information that she has as far as McGilvery customers. We need to come up with our own numbers
So that we can figure tonnage.
so we can figure tonnage. And then we probably need to go back to look at that 420 ton a month. That's a month, correct? Okay. We probably need to go back at least a year just to cover us and come up, make sure that we're staying within that. I think it's mainly we just need to work on our own numbers.
Okay, what do you see that you might need from MCE to help you do that?
At this point, we'll move forward with what we have. If we're not able to work it out with what we have, if he's able to provide a client list, it would definitely help us out.
Kip, what are you seeing to get to a written contract? What do you think we need?
same thing. I think we need to acknowledge a couple more of those things when it comes to the tonnage of looking at those holidays. If we're going to continue to recycle and haul cardboard, look at that as a credit memorandum as well.
So, okay. That'll have to be a question for Ben, because you cannot. Let's see. How did he put it? He actually just sent me an email when we were trying to raise our wood prices. you, because we broke down our mixed load prices were considerably low for what we're charging right now. So is our wood, obviously,
Mhm.
but we couldn't combine the two because of whatever statute that is.
Sure.
So I'm not sure that you can take the cardboard as a payment for or a credit for solid waste. I don't think that it'll have to be a question for Ben.
Might be a separate,
Yeah.
so we may have to restructure the contract.
Yeah.
Fit.
Make sure, yeah, he gets credit for what he does and you guys get what you need.
Okay, so next steps, you're gonna go back to Shelby and try and figure out what the county has.
Yeah.
Then if you'll get with me and let me know what we need, I'll approach you with
Yep.
that. And we'll see if we can get what we need.
Sure.
To come up to, our ultimate goal is a signed contract. Appreciate you honoring what we've got.
Oh, 100%.
The
Yeah.
goal is a signed contract. That
Yep.
makes it legal for the county.
And that was, going to the recycling side, just so you guys are aware, it was a 60-40 split after bale price.
Mhm.
And then we load those on trucks and ship it off to the final, well, not the final resting place, but the final resting place for us. And then get our dividends off of the bale white metal. So,
Okay, so does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I wanna keep
So-
a great
And
agreement
so-
going and everyone's happy. Let's just make sure we.
and I'll work through that as well. Like I said, I've been an open book. There was a huge war going on for years.
That's what
And
I understand.
I'd like to point to John because he can attest. The first thing I said is I want a working relationship with Shoshone County.
Mhm.
Not just the past commissioners, but the current commissioners as well. You as well. Vince and I didn't see eye to eye because he had it out that I was going to come into the room the same way as Waters did for years.
Yeah.
And that's not me. It's not. This is a business. You have to keep business and personal separate. And I do that. It doesn't affect me that way. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a business transaction, but I want us both to come out on this. I'm building this for his future, my grandkids' future.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see this county prosper. So,
Oh, we all do. We all do.
but I hope you guys, and I had brought that up. I want you to acknowledge or understand that
Mhm.
I did continue this recycling thing because I don't want it to turn into what it was for so many years where county was giving away way too much metal.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great program and I think we can keep it going. As you and I have spoke, I think we need to think about the cardboard stuff more and more
Yep.
and figure that out. The market's tough.
Mhm.
It's really tough. So,
Okay, so then I'll work with you, wait with you, get the information we need there, come to you with that. We'll work back and forth. Our ultimate goal is as soon as possible, we've got enough facts together that we can present a logical contract that meets the needs of the county
Sure.
and MCE.
sure.
And then we get this thing worked out.
And we've got some more metal bale that we need to get out of the yard, so you guys know we will be shipping more. So we've got to get that out of the yard so we can make more room.
It looked like it was getting pretty full.
Because we have a
out
lot
there.
of stuff coming in that's separate. And, for us, I told Isaac from day one, when white metal comes in, we don't separate our white metal from the county pile. We don't go, well, this is our metal and this is the county metal. It all gets put together and we ship everything at once. And at the end of the year, it's still split the same way. So it's not one of those things we're trying to, oh, Joe brought in a washing machine.
We're not penny pinching your.
Yeah.
Trying to plug every little bit of white iron, the white metal that we get. So.
Too time consuming on your part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, we want to have a great working relationship with you guys and continue it on. So
Well, that's the goal. We
Yep,
just we want to
absolutely.
make it fair and formal.
what you bet.
So that's where we're headed.
And I'll work on my side because that was one of the big things of releasing people's names. And,
Yeah.
But I gave you the number.
Yeah.
There's a number in there.
Okay.
Okay.
So is it beneficial for me to get a list of our customers together? Or a number of how many customers we have?
I think it would help us out.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, that would definitely help
Okay,
us get those numbers together, so,
perfect.
Make sure we're all on the same
Yeah.
page with the same numbers.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, because unfortunately for us too, we don't get death notices either. So that's been one of the bigger things too, of people moving and things, so trying to keep track of that as well. So, and you can attest to that,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure, as well.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, making sure that we have the right people in the system,
Mm-hmm.
following that through, that, you know, okay, this family moved out, but this family moved in. And I think that was a lot of the troubles of finding that we had customers that weren't paying for garbage because someone did move or pass away, or, you know, so it could.
And that might just be
The link is knowing what information needs to be passed back and
Correct.
forth
Correct.
to make this relationship work well.
Smoother.
And there, again, 5
Communication.
years,
Yeah.
Yes.
there was a lot prior to that 1,322 customers that we have from day one shipped to when Shannon was still there,
Yeah.
shipping through her, and then to Shelby. So there should be a real good stack
Okay.
of papers down there that we've sent in every time
Okay.
someone comes in. So
Well, it'll be a place to start anyway.
Start
so,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not done. We'll get this,
Yeah.
we'll dig into it, we'll figure out what we need, and we're gonna solve.
But as Denise's check was, I want to say as of last night was 1322.
Okay.
So there should be that many filed away. So.
Okay.
All right, well, I wanna thank you guys.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Come in and help us communicate,
You
get this worked out. Richard, I wanna thank you for the research and the extra effort you gotta go to on this. Thank you, Madam Treasurer, for being here for a part of this. Any further
course.
questions, Commissioner? Okay, then
Thank you.
we will adjourn with the idea of getting with you and then getting with
Yep.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Thank you very much.